Hello and welcome to Mendip Junction. It's been about 8 months since I did a video, and while the layout has really progressed very well and I've taken lots of photographs and film, I really lost my enthusiasm for making the videos. So summer holidays are over and I thought I'd try and get back into doing the videos, and this is the start of a sort of reboot. And I thought it'd be nice to look at how the layout has changed over these 8 months. So this is a video in 2 halves. The first half is 8 months ago, and the second half is the update to where I am now. So with no more to do, let's go over to the layout and look at the changes. See you in a minute. So this is about a year ago on the layout. The layout is based on Frome, set in the 1960s. It's still got 2 tracks going through it, so it takes no regard to beaching and the cuts that went on there. As we come round, you can see the large building there, which is the old malt house. I'm going to repurpose that and put some other events within it as it develops. You see the railway station there, and in the background the dairy and some houses. Most of these buildings are scratch built, or I've used the scale scenes cardboard designs, but they're a bit heavily kit bashed to fit in with the layout. Frome Station was opened in the 1850. It's a Brunel period piece. It's the oldest, or one of the oldest, through engine shed stations in the country. It's been well preserved and looked after, and it's quite a joy to visit and see it working. The goods sheds is based on part of the original goods sheds there. It's completely scratch built. And the whole branch side covers a sort of countryside through to the more industrial part of the area around the station. So let's just watch the train come through, and that will move us into the present day layout. So here we have the up-to-date to where we are today. Played around a lot with the back scene and tried to extend it. You'll see that as we come round in this shot. In the centre there we have a refuelling section that's still being developed, and then as the camera swings round you can see the new 121 in the station there, and then the back scene extending all the way around. It's not perfect, but it is scratch built, and I'm sure I will improve it over time. It looks okay from a distance and not very good close up. It's nice having the road now disappearing into a road in the back scene, and adds a little bit more strength to the overall scene. The refuelling area is a Nightwings product that's been then built up and slightly scratch modified. The station's been had a bit of detailing work with the lighting, and that looks quite nice. And you can see also roadways have gone down, a bit of fencing to fencing off the shunting area. Try to make the gates so that they will open. And then even as I was making this, I finished off the gates, which are designed to be repurposed level crossing gates. The road is a paper road at the moment, and that's still waiting to be airbrushed, just to give it to bring all the elements together. On the right is the start of the new scenic centre. You can see it now in the bottom half of the picture. It's got an area for houses, a river. This house was scratch built, along with the fencing and the wall at the back. And that leads down to a cycle path that goes around the river, with the old mill that's now derelict in the background. Again, another scratch-built project. All the windows were not made, they were bought, as was the wheel. Big piece of work here on a lift-out section, which I didn't have, and that's partly why the scenic section was built, to make it the right lengths to go down. It locks in places with 2 carriage locks. I have to say, when I first did it, they weren't really necessary, but after the summer there have been some changes, wood changing, and now they are needed to lock it down. Here we have the tunnel that was built. This bit was scratch built, whereas the first bit was a knock version of the tunnel entrance. And here you see a cycle path that I've put in, and then using the Magna Rail system to move the cyclists around. It's really not working very well. The surface was really nice when I put it down, but over the summer it's shrunk and wrinkled, and the magnets sort of click and clunk, and sometimes it stops like there, and so it's all coming up and going to be redone. Did some work on building kits, and here we see the shunter moving an oil wagon into place. This was a kit that I built. It's probably the easiest kit that I've ever done, and it's the most successful. It runs very well, and it was a test to see whether I would get some more to build a full train, and looks like I will. Here's a Bachmann 121. It's really nice. It's just a bit light, and if your track is dirty, it stops. And if your track is really flat, it can derail very easily. So that's led to a lot of repair work, shall I say, on the track, and more attention to cleaning than I used to give. But it runs really well, as long as all that's done, and it's a nice model. You see the signals there changing, that they're linked all the way around the layout. And this was another fairly big project, and it's building this right turn into a station, which will be Westbury Station eventually, and the train automatically stops at the end of the platform. It took a long time for me to get this to work, and we changed the point to let it open, and the train comes out, and it's really made it a lot easier to run operations on the layout. So I hope you enjoyed this, and there should be some more videos to come next month.